What is going on, guys? I'm back in with another video, and as of lately, I've had my very harsh views about open ear headphones. Well, not all of them are harsh, but I do have my little things that I don't like about them. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Open Rock X, new pair of open ear headphones. And the design, it tries to at least add to the infirmities that I have or find in open ear headphones. And some I like, some are pretty cool, and some are still the same old when it comes to open ear headphones. But before we get into that, just make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for more tech reviews and reviews like this in the future. So first things first about this pair of headphones is I always start with the case, right? And the case with this one, it's very professional looking. Makes you feel like an FBI agent or like James Bond type of vibes, right? Like, so to open it, it's not the same old way you just flip open the case. This one you have to push inside and the whole case just retracts out of the box. And it's really cool. It looks nice, and it just at least adds to one of the negatives that I find with open ear headphones, in that the cases are really big and they just feel uncomfortable, right? And a lot of times, like even just shoving them in your pocket, they take up a lot of space. So what, you're gonna throw them either in your backpack or your back pocket? It just adds to the negatives in all the things that I hate about open ear headphones, which I have to give in reviews, right? But with this, at least they had a little spot there where you can kind of like put it on like your keychain or just tie it around your waist or even on your backpack. So they do get that. Open ear headphones do tend to have like big cases, but hey, what do you do when life gives you lemons? You make the best out of it, right? So when you have a big case, they at least put the spot there where you can tie it wherever you want to, just so it's easier, right? So you don't have to find ways that you can either put it in your pocket or whatever. And beyond that, the headphones themselves, they're the most beautiful part of the headphones. And the whole case and the headphone themselves are made out of black, but it's a good quality design in that they're not prone to fingerprints. And that's one thing, especially when it comes to buy products that are made in all black, is they tend to be prone to fingerprint, and that's depending on the fabric and the material that they use. Well, this one is black, but it's not prone to fingerprints, which I really like. Even if your fingers are moist, it just takes maybe one wipe and they're all off, and that's really good because the more prone to fingerprint they are, the more they're going to stain over time and just look worse. So these, I like the fact that they're not easily prone to fingerprinting, which is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to black design type headphones or even just black cases for anything. And the headphones, they're very good, very comfortable. Now, it comes with Bluetooth 5.3, and the battery life is about 12 hours, and that's good. It's just a little higher than standard, and this is something I'm starting to see across the board when it comes to open ear headphones. Is that the battery life is decreasing, but it's not just decreasing because they can't afford to. They're decreasing because the more battery life you have, the higher chance that the battery is going to have a lot more weight on the case and on the headphones, which is going to make it a little unpleasant. It's going to feel uncomfortable because the weight definitely makes a difference. So these, the 12-hour battery life, sure, but it also keeps the case light, which the case is pretty big. It's not the biggest for open ear headphones that I've ever used, but at the same time, it's also light. So it's really good that they're going in that direction because the heavier the product, I mean, it just feels uncomfortable in my personal opinion. And the headphones have hinges on there that you can change up to 50 degrees just so you can conform them to your ear, and it's good. And also the headphones look cool as well. But for me personally, I prefer the ones that just kind of like conform to your ear, because if you are just like tinkering and messing around with it while it's on your ear, they're more likely to fall off, right? And just messing around them, it to me personally, I just prefer those that like kind of just fit and conform to the type of ear that you have. Which this one, it's all personal preference, honestly, because you might be the type that you like to adjust the headphones to how you like, and there's nothing wrong with that. This one, it's not really a negative or a knock on the headphones. It's just something that's going to come to personal preference and personal opinions between different people. And they're not touch capacitive, which again, that's also something that's also personal preference, because for me, when it comes to touch capacitive, it depends on what type of headphones I'm using. So, for example, with open ear headphones, uh, with touch capacitive buttons, I really don't want to tinker with the earphones while they're on my ear, because with touch capacitive buttons, they're much better on open ear because they're not more likely to fall out. Whereas if you're using just standard earphones with touch capacitive, sometimes depending on if the quality is good, like if the build quality is good, then and the company knows what they're doing, then they're not going to fall out the more you mess with them. But with some brands, it's a little finicky. And as I mentioned, it's going to fall down to personal preference. If you use touch capacitive, you're probably used to it and you want to stick in that direction. If you prefer buttons, then it's not going to make any difference for you. It's just the little things, right? So with these ones, yeah, you do have to use buttons, but again, it really doesn't take away from the quality. The quality of these headphones, it's great. They feel phenomenal, and it's really good. And I think anybody would enjoy this. Now, the one thing, right, the audio is amazing with these headphones, the bass especially. It's really good. The audio accuracy is amazing as well. And the thing about open ear headphones, where there's a balance there, and they still haven't fixed it for me, right? Where it's like the audio can get really good, get really loud, but on the downside is the sound bleeding. The sound bleeding for open ear headphones, and especially for this one, and I gotta be honest, because when I was using them, I always give an audio bleeding test, right, just so I can see how bad it is. Well, they were so loud when I took them off, to the point where like I could just set them on the table and literally listen to the audio as clearly as if I was listening to the audio from my phone. And you don't have to be someone that uses audio as loud as I do, right? Like, you don't have to be someone that's always blasting audio, but if you do, you have to be aware that the audio is going to be pretty much broadcasted for everyone around you. Now, these are meant for sports activities and for outdoor activities. So more often than not, you won't just be cooped up indoors, and you'll be outdoors doing something. And in that case, okay, who cares, right? If your audio is loud, you might even be alone. But if you're going to use it in a private setting, or even somewhere where you know there's going to be people around you, then you really won't be and shouldn't be comfortable playing audio at maximum volume, because it's going to feel like you're just playing audio straight from your phone. Now, the audio, again, it's good, it's accurate, and sounds great, but the sound bleedings for me is always going to be the biggest pet peeve when it comes to open ear headphones. And for me, that's where it lies. Open ear headphones, they're good. I see them like in the beginning phase, where it's like maybe like mid 2000s, right? Like if you said you're investing in electric cars, everyone's gonna be like, okay, whatever, maybe a gimmick, or they're gonna die down by 2010, whatever. And then now look where they are. So it's like open ear headphones, I'd say they're in like the mid 2000s of electric cars, where it's like right now they still have some things to work on. They're a little flimsy and gimmicky, but eventually I do see them getting to a point where like they do have a large play in market share, because of ear health, of course, because of just how technology is trending, right? When it comes to how they're marketed and being healthier, and instead of going your ear canals, they play audio in a safer way. It's good, but at the moment, I just don't see them captivating people for now, until they fix those little things. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. JEDIJA, I'm out.